I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey Buzzers, welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Ultimate Tag Season Premiere After Show live from our homes. We're so excited to join you guys to talk about last night's episode, as well as we have some very special guests. So please welcome, we have Mr. Jesse La Flair.
What's up, everybody?
And of course, we have Banshee. It is Carrie Bernans.
Hello, what's up? How you doing?
And then of course, we also have our winners. We have Lisa Barber.
Woo! Hey guys!
And we have Charlie White.
Good to see you guys. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Alikona Bradford, also episode 2 competitor, so you'll see me next week. But really, you guys are important too, so make sure you co-host with us by joining in the chat. Leave your comments, if you have questions for any of our guests, you can go ahead and type them in, and we'll get to you. But let's start first with our hashtag, Who I Love to Hate. Now, this is the person that you love to hate them because they are so good, they're bad. Or maybe they just tag you out. I don't know. I'm gonna go last. Jesse, you look super excited. Who do you hashtag love to hate?
All right, straight up hashtag, the person I love to hate is gotta be Charlie, because this highlight reel just keeps popping up all over the internet of our tag game where he literally hits the trampoline and jumps over me as I'm reaching up for his tag. So for that particular moment, him just crushing the course against a lot of our taggers, I'm gonna have to say, Charlie, I mean, I love you, but I love to hate you too.
Yeah, exactly. So Charlie, I guess that means you're up next.
I loved the entire competition, but the whole Tempest crew was difficult for me. The kid had my number. He got me a couple times. And Tavon, the flow, I feel like was one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen. I felt like that guy was just unreal, the stuff he could do. It was just so quick and agile. I mean, it just blew my mind. So, a lot of the guys. And I saw the caveman on the dome when he came down. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. So, I feel like we had some tough guys, man. And Jesse, it was tough.
Yeah.
I want the best though, man. I want to go up against the best every time anyway. So it was a blast.
Okay, hashtag who I love to hate. It was a couple. So first I would like to say the giantess. She looks slower than what she is because she's so tall and her reach is so long. So a couple of times she would just like reach and then she'll step on my foot. And so definitely her. And of course, Banshee. Everybody loves Banshee. That's like everybody loves her, but she's so intimidating and fast, and she moves so cool. But I love to hate her though. Oh, one more. The ant. I didn't get that much TV time on it, but the ant was so fast. It was one time she tackled me and like pulled my hair when I was going for the buzzer. So yeah, those are my 3 who I love to hate. But I love her.
Hey, Carrie, that puts you up next.
That's great. Who I love to hate. That, okay, I would say I don't hate myself, but if I hated somebody, I would hate myself, because I have to admit what Lisa said and what everybody else says. And as you watch the series, everyone says that they don't want to go against the Banshee, which is AKA my alter ego. I have to admit, I am scary. I scared myself watching TV last night. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Hey.
But I mean, it was a lot of fun, but dang, I wouldn't want to go against me either. But I will say, I don't hate Lisa, but if I could hate someone, if she had a nice attitude compared to what we're gonna see later on in the season, okay. But she's such a badass with her ways, because she's a track star and I was a track star. I got injured as well. Like, I got injured. She didn't get injured. I got injured, so I couldn't run. So I would say that she had the career I really wanted, but I'm so proud of her. And I'm motivated by her than hating her, I guess.
I love it. Okay, so my hashtag who I love to hate, I'm going to break the rules a little because it's not a person, it's a thing.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag who I love to hate was Jessica's shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Tough to watch.
Broke my heart for her. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. So
Yeah, I would have left that shoe.
You know what up, right?
Dude, I would have put it on. Keep going.
Go.
like, take off your sock.
100%. Like, I remember a track meet, my cleat getting stuck in the like pavement thing. I just kept running. I was like,
Let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Cool. Well, I'm so glad we got that out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about chase tag because that was the first element. You know, and the thing is I'm curious to know about, for you guys, the taggers, how much time you had on that particular element, because I know Charlie, Lisa, for the rest of us, we didn't have but like literally 2 minutes, and we were told, don't go as fast or as hard as you can until the real thing. So then when you get to the real thing, it's like, holy shit.
Yes.
So, yeah. For you guys, how much time do you have?
The same. I mean, Jesse, you can remind me, but I think we only had 10 or 15 minutes and we only really looked at the course. They didn't even want us to like go and run through the course because it was more of we didn't want to have an advantage against the competitors because we are professional taggers, but at the same time, they didn't want us to get injured before we actually did the race. So it was like a double thing, you know? And then I also felt like, I was like, dang, this course is hard. I mean, of course, some nights we would leave like, you know, filming, we'll see them set up the next one, but it was kind of like breaking the rules. So we wanted to play the game as fair as possible, you know, and really kind of come in with like the same level that the competitors was coming in. But I'm sure Jesse, you might got some notes on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think some people definitely had more time than others because we had some pro taggers that literally were signed and brought in like the day before. They were like scrambling to get costumes ready to make everything happen. But for some of us that were local to LA, they did bring us in to like test gameplay with just other testers and things like that. But the really interesting thing coming from a sort of professional parkour background is like I call it mental mapping. When I go out into a new environment, you like learn very quickly where things are in like a space, like a spectrum of like an inch or two. So when you show up on the day and they've made changes because camera needs to be here or production changed this, or they all of a sudden you're getting kind of thrown off. So it was almost like us not getting to play on the courses was also a benefit in its own way.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I want to be like Jesse and have like, well, the Banshee wants to be like Jesse La Flair to have like this mind grab, like this is this. I just kind of approached it as a bird, and I kind of like I went into the stadium and I looked at the whole thing and I like took 3 mental notes and pictures of it, and I was like, okay, this. I closed my eyes for 5 seconds, and then I literally like I knew I couldn't run through it. I didn't want to. I was in it to win it. I'm not in it to win it. Like I am a winner, period. I don't compete for the money. I got the money. No offense to the, you know, competitors, but I just was like, I'm just gonna attack at all costs. Go for it.
Sorry, it's my dog.
Y'all good, Lisa? Really quick, we have somebody in the chat. I don't want to say your name wrong, but it's like Evie Jeremy Udo Udama says Banshee was scary.
Oh, hold on. Oh, Banshee was scared. Oh, thank you. I did my job.
Yes. But so Charlie and Lisa, when you guys approach, and you guys can take turns talking about it, but when you approach the starting line for the very first game, what was going on through your mind? Because I know your heart's pounding. You don't know what to expect.
Oh, go ahead, Charlie. You go.
I think there was a definite strategy to chase tag. I mean, the thing is how you split up at the beginning. It's kind of like either they're going to come for you on your side or they're going to go. So you have a 50-50 shot right at the beginning. And then, you know, with chase tag in particular, it's like you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the guy next to you. So for me, the real strategy was stay close to your opponent. And then you just have to get far enough away from him. And I was real lucky. We had Tavon straight out the gate. And Juvie broke out the side and he went against him. And so that saved me in the first tagger out. And so, and then from there, we both hid. You know, I knew that was a strategy in the corners because I knew the tagger coming out the gate, you could see that they couldn't tell where you were at. So I knew that from their line of sight, they couldn't see us. And so you have another 50-50 shot at that point. And then my strategy was if they did come to my side, come around, you know, you're going to have to go back and forth because you can't go over the top wall to get close to the next guy and try to get him to tag him.
I mean, that's smart. It's very much mind game as much as a physical game. What about for you, Lisa?
Yeah, so for that one, like we all ran to the right, all our contestants, we all ran to the right. And the main thing I just wanted to do was stay away from anybody. I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to run into the bars. And so I'm quick, but sometimes being too quick can be a disadvantage sometimes. Like I'm not good at parkour, so I give you guys, like, you guys are freaking awesome. I have a new respect for it. Not even a new respect. I didn't really know about it. So I knew the taggers, you guys were so good at that. And I just wanted to stay away from you guys. But then I tried to juke the giantess out. And that was just a fail. I thought I was quicker than I was. And I was like, dang, I want to do over. So I should have just ran straight to the back on the other side, but I didn't do that. And that's when I got caught. So.
Well, you know what's crazy too is like everybody comes from their own element, right? So it's like, sure, you guys, we have our pro taggers and you guys do your thing and you're really great at that. But then, you know, I mean, you guys have been like Olympic and World Series, you know, and won all type of track events and Charlie doing the USA handball. I mean, everyone is so elite, but coming from different walks of life and then clashing it together.
It was totally different though. I must say this felt like the Olympics. It was like that intense, and to know we're going to get up against professionals. I didn't know that until like right then, like, wait, these guys are like professional tag, you know, so that was the coolest part about it. And I want to be like a parkour person, but I can't because I don't know how to do all that stuff. So
the thing is too, when they're chasing you and you know how fast they are.
Yes.
When the kid came out, Corbin, you know, I knew that I had to hurdle those. I strained my groin super bad in the first event because I knew how fast he was going to come. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing I see Tavon doing, which is jump up and hurdle these things. And I immediately strained my groin, and I knew it in a second. And I was like, okay, well now I got to play it safe, and I can't even do the stuff I was thinking about doing before. And it's crazy because you don't think about it in the moment, but I know the dynamic of what I want to do, but I've never done it.
Yeah. No,
it might have been a blessing in disguise, right? Because you had to shift from just trying to beat us to being smarter and playing the game better than your other contestants. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Did you guys as pro taggers ever have to be on the other end? Because I feel like there's so much of an advantage of chasing after someone versus the fear of having someone coming after you.
Yes.
I mean, one of our courses, which we kind of browsed past, which I believe Lisa played in.
I did that one, yes.
Revenge tag, and you will, I believe, see that maybe next episode. And that's the one where really things get interesting because the contestants get to hit a button if they want to decide to come after us and tag us out. They can actually get us out of the course, and then they'll send in a new tagger. But so we've definitely experienced it, and through testing and trying to understand how we were going to create the show, we've got a taste of being chased, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I agree with Jesse. I will say, I give it up to the competitors because being chased by one of us is really scary. Like, I'm not gonna say it's scary. It's just like it's even more of adrenaline pumping move because I remember Ryan, one of our show producers, like before when we were like testing out different courses before they locked in on what was gonna be what. They were like, okay, Carrie, you're up to being chased. And I was like, what? I'm a tagger. I'm not chasing. Nobody chasing me. He's like, you got to be chased at least one time, girl. Everybody else been chased. I'm like, come on, I don't want to be chased. But I'm like, okay. So then having a guy like Jesse or freaking Tavon or, I mean, like really, I mean, the girls are incredible. The girls too. Anybody chasing after me. But I feel like some of the guys are just like crazy sick parkour. Having them chase after me is like having a freaking like 3, 4, 5 pit bulls chase after me and me not wanting to get by it. So I am running with all I got. But just like I came into the show only knowing a little bit of parkour. I did not know. Like I'm a stunt woman. I'm an actress. I played soccer for 10 years. I ran track for 15 years. I've done all this stuff. I jumped hurdles, so I can jump some stuff. I jump it like a hurdler. I don't jump it like a parkour athlete. And so I went to Tempest where Jesse owns, and I really learned how to like Kong over things and stuff. But I kind of felt like you guys. So then when they put me out there and was like, we need to see how your skills got. And I'm like, what the fuck? No. But I mean, I caught on real quick, obviously. I had to.
Yeah.
I feel like we learned a lot just in that one competition. I was like, man, if we ran this one more time, I would have done so much better. Just I was trying to figure it out like in the moment, like when we were in the dome. At one point, the tagger slid through the side, and I didn't even know that was possible. I feel like my mind just like exploded. I was like, what?
I definitely want to do it.
No, because that actually it was pretty scary, right? And like, I don't know about like, how much time you guys as taggers had on it, but I know that like for us, we got to fall once, experience what a fall was like, and then from there, just like go. So talking about your experience with that, what was your first reaction when you guys saw that actual element?
Yeah, are you talking about like falling or the dome tag, that whole thing?
The dome tag.
Yeah. The dome tag was absolutely sick. I don't think, Jesse, remind me, I don't think any of us actually got to do dome tag before it happened. Dome tag
Oh
was
yeah.
the only thing we had an opportunity to do was to fall once, just like everybody else. And I don't even, okay, I'm not going to say it online. I think everybody fell once, but some people, we were rushing and we were in between things. But some of us come from a stunt background or some type of parkour, and we've fallen from heights in the air. So falling is nothing to us. But there is some people that heights is a big thing. As you see the shows go along, you would see some people are like, hold up, you want me to let go? Like, I'm scared. I know I got tagged, but I don't want to fall. And I mean, it was kind of fun. At one time during falling into the dome tag, I was like, I don't know why I'm scared right now, but I don't want to fall on this hair back. But I had to do it because the whole like 600 studio audience is watching you. And I was like, I don't want people to think I'm a wimp. I'm the Banshee.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but dome tag, it was, when I watched the episode last night, I was like, dang, first off, my booty was showing everywhere. Lord.
Yes.
I did not notice that. I was texting Jesse earlier, my like freaking tongue. I guess when the character, the Banshee's there, it's not me. I like did some sick tongue move that somebody screenshot and sent to me, which looks so nasty.
Yes, everybody's been asking me about the Banshee, so
yes.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. But,
I think Naeem was afraid of heights too. I feel like that played in my advantage too. He's a fearless guy. I don't think he like played onto it, but I think he was actually really scared of the height, and that like worked out for me great. But yeah, I think it got to him a little bit. You're way up there, man. I got excited when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh man, I can't wait.
I'm so glad I didn't have to do that because I am scared of heights. Like, I was like, whoo, I'm glad I have to do that one. I wouldn't maybe. Yeah.
Oh, because you guys did revenge tag.
Yes. I didn't have to do that one. Yes.
You got lucky.
You know, Twitter went wild about that last night. They said it's not fair that the girls didn't get to play dome tag. Y'all are being like, Fox, you're being unfair, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, they had a different game.
But
yeah, they
didn't show revenge tag on ours though. They didn't even show it. And I went up against Beach Boy.
Beach Butt, sure. Why not?
Sorry, Beach Boy. And again, sometimes being fast is not a good thing, because if you can't slow down, I mean, it felt like I was just running around that thing so fast. It was a short clip of it, but if they would have showed that, it'd been cool too. But it wasn't dome tag, but it's comparable, different one.
Yeah, and I definitely think we'll get to see it. I think probably Fox is being strategic about like leaving a little bit left for the American Army to like
it gets better.
But yeah, I mean, your race was so good in revenge tag, and like you were saying, I think one thing we talked about before we got going was like the courses are made of metal, wood, and like steel. Like it's real stuff. This isn't like a playground. So like someone who's just used to sprinting and does not like it, there's a structure in front of you. Now you have to like deal with an entire element like that while being chased by some either with ripped abs or some wild horse that's absolutely insane.
Definitely.
I love that you said that, because Jesse, you are freaking like amazing and just like flying through the air. And at one point too, I think you were running around in the last course, and I don't think you even touched the ground. And I was like, that's cool. I was like, ooh. And I don't know if it was after you, Charlie, or if it was after Naeem.
Naeem, yeah. He didn't touch the ground till he did a flip and tagged him.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
Yeah, dude, it's another level to this, man.
I mean, if we're gonna get like real with it, right? Like, it's a show, so like a lot of it is like we as the taggers also need to like put on a show, and if there's a moment for that, not only am I responsible for like chasing you, I'm responsible for like talking and keeping the energy up while we're going. So you'll hear me talking smack, which is something I never do as a person outside of the show. And then obviously like being flashy and trying to bring all that. So it's very interesting. Our role is like so multidimensional, and we have to like try to seize those opportunities. And I was so excited like when that moment came up, and I was like, I'm striding past him. There's enough time. As long as he doesn't try to go under me, I don't want to kick him in the head, but I'm going to do this flip. And he happens to be there. And then Teva on the flow just crushed the same exact episode. Does the exact same thing. And I'm just like, part of me is like, listen, like Tavon's probably the most incredible parkour athlete I've ever seen. His springs, everything he's got going on in his body and his legs, he's just like, he's incredible. So like, I was like, here's my highlight moment. And then of course, Tavon comes and literally does the same thing. But I was stoked for him. I mean, he literally came backstage and he's like, back to back. And we like did our back shake.
That was cool.
Dude, when he did that, he did the flip and he almost landed me. And I just remember smiling because I was like, you got to be kidding me right now with this guy. Like, are you kidding me? Because he did like a flip with a twist and almost landed on my head. Yeah. And I kind of dodged around him so he didn't land on top of me. And I was like, all right, man, like you're just like, you guys are crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Well, you know, at one point too, he was actually ahead of you. Like you were doing your thing and he caught up to you and then was like coming ahead of you. And I was like, oh my God, it's so crazy.
I mean, so I also had to go ahead of them too, because what ended up happening is those tags are kind of hard to grab. Those are like, they're LED flashing things while there's like lights blaring everywhere. And you're like, there's so many times where I felt like I went to grab and there was nothing there. And I was like, what? So then we were like, all right, well, if we can get ahead of them, run past them so you're at least able to see the tag coming for a little bit, like a half second longer.
Right.
Tavon actually spun around for a second. I thought I could get away, but I was so, my leg was so hurt. I was like, just keep it easy and go slow. But for a half second, because he did that special trick, you guys are like trying to get crazy. I thought I could get away, but.
Next season, they're going to teach me how to do that, right?
Yeah. You have to, right? You got to step up.
Next season, I want to come back and do all that stuff too.
Yeah.
I feel like next season, all the taggers are going to be in way better shape because there was like a lot of talk about it happening, but none of us really had like and we're like, it was just like, okay, come shoot it. We're like, what? We're doing this for real? Like,
yeah. How many weeks? Yes. Like 2 weeks before, I feel like, or I don't know. It was Jesse. I'm sorry, but you were born out the womb with like superhero powers, so you were a little different than all of us. But no, I'm just playing with you. But no, we all are gonna be like crazy. I'm gonna be floating in the sky. I just already know it because Jesse gonna give me some of his superpower stuff, right?
Yep.
Were you guys intimidated at all? Like as taggers, right? Because it's your job to look cool and you guys got to represent and they give you these characters, this, that, and the third. But then again, you are facing somebody like Charlie and Lisa, who are also very much professional athletes. Was that intimidating for you guys?
That's a great question. Okay, well, you'll see like later on during the season, like I'm in 9 of the episodes and I have some gnarly, crazy stuff that happens like later on during the season that I can't talk about. But what I will say is that I'm a competitive person. I don't care if you won like the first in the world or something. I'm going to have that thought in my mind because I remember they did tell me about Lisa, like, yeah, I heard she's a track star. She's so good. She got gold medals, blah, blah, blah. Because they kind of hype you up, give you a little power to run with. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Well, she ain't met Carrie yet. She ain't met the Banshee. Okay, let's see what she got. But then at the same time, like mentally, you're like, okay, well, this girl's going to be fast at this, but she won't be good at this. At least this is what you talk to yourself about, or this is my mental note. And I just kind of went for it. But I will say, like, there was one time you will see one of our teammates had got into my head a little bit too much. And I got mad and angry on TV. And I'm like, dang, people are going to think I'm crazy for real. Because I don't let people get in my head. But when he was like, yeah, this guy's number 3 in the world, parkour, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? And this is like right before I was about to chase them, like 10 seconds before. And I was so mad because then they psyched my freaking self out. But anyways, Jesse, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting for me, which is a bit different from some of our pro taggers, is like my persona is like me, right? A lot of it's like maybe the dials got turned up, the crowd pulled this like little bit more of a rock star out of me, but like at the end of the day, like I chose to keep my name so that I could help promote parkour and get like the respect for the sport out there as a pro athlete in this sport. So what's hard for me is every time we go out there, my name is literally on the line, and that's how I feel when I'm out there. So like, it doesn't matter who I'm going against. I want to go perform. I want to grab the tag. I want to make the producers happy. But I'm also like, dude, I don't care what's about to happen. Like, this is my job, and I need to like show up and throw down. So I always kind of have that riding on my back, and maybe that's a pressure I put on myself, but it's there, and I'm hoping that I'm representing this sport in the right way.
Yes.
Yeah. We actually have a question from, in the chat. What was the process of developing your personas?
That's a great question. Well, I will say, it's funny because I feel like a lot of people have been asking me this question even before the show started. But the character, the Banshee, was chosen for me from the producers. It was not something that I came in wanting to do, and I think a lot of the taggers knew that. But I said, you know, because I did Black Panther and I also did Avengers, and I was the Dora Milaje. We were warriors. You know, my head was shaved off, bald, and I was like, I'm gonna be a good girl, warrior, save the people, blah blah blah. And when I had a conference call with the producers, they were like, oh, so we've been thinking about your character. We don't know if we want you to be a warrior girl or yourself. We think you would be cool as the Banshee. I'm like, the Banshee? What's a Banshee? I don't know what the Banshee is. The Banshee sounds so weird. And then I forgot that I knew what a Banshee was. But then I was like, oh, it's this fairy-like creature that basically, you know, it plays nice, you know, comes after people, prowls at them, lures them in at all costs. And then basically like take their souls or take their lives and kills them and all this vicious stuff. And I'm like, what? You want me to do what? Like, but you think I'm a mean person? You think I'm crazy because I'm gonna be a black girl on TV yelling and screaming at people? Like, I was like, no. And then I told them no at first. And then like 3 days later, it's like, have you thought about it? And I was like, yeah, I thought about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it. And then like 3 days before they decided, they were like, what do you think? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be like an actress and I'm really gonna go about this thing and go crazy for it. And honestly, I just decided to play like the most opposite side of myself and to be a screeching bird because a banshee is like a fairy and is a bird. So I decided to think about animal creatures and futures. So I would start moving my body around before we even got to the stage. And then like I do this thing and you'll see the audience screaming banshee and they're flapping their wings. So I think of like, how would a bird look at things? How would a bird move? And I would just like transform into that. But the most evilest part of it. But lure people and like saying, come play with me.
I love it. So good. So good. And super entertaining.
Yes.
I do want to make sure that we get back to some of the elements and talk about what happened in the actual show last night. So let's talk about dodge tag because we didn't get to that yet. I'll start with you, Lisa. Girls were playing, no offense, Charlie, y'all did great, but I think the girls were playing pretty rough out there, which I love to see. But I think at that point, for me, watching, I felt like your speed really, really came in handy in that particular element. But for you, what was your experience like?
Dodge tag was pretty cool. I feel that they didn't show it that much, but I was getting like clobbered on there. You couldn't really see it that much, but Jess did good, Sarah, and I had a good time. I wish I could go back and just be more aggressive. I didn't really show how like I really am, and I wish I could get a do-over. So maybe for second season, you know, they bring us back, and I could really show like how I really wanted to get down. So it was cool though. It was exciting, and just the speed again. Speed is good here, but I had all these strategies of what I thought I was gonna do, but once that 3, 2, 1 tag, it was like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do what I wanted to do. So it was cool. It was cool.
Did you by chance do any training prior to, like when you found out you auditioned, or I'm not sure how you got called upon the show, but did you start training anything differently?
No, because I didn't know that this was gonna. I thought it was like I heard like, oh, do you want to try for a tag or something? So I'm thinking it's tag, like just run and maybe a little juking, not like, oh. So for me, when I really saw like what we had to do or who we're up against, I'm like, wait, this is not tag. I mean, it is tag, but that was so new for me. And I was like, man, maybe I should have practiced more on something, but I really did not know it was going to be like this. I didn't know who we're up against. So for me, it was like a big shock. And I almost like, you know what? I'm out of this. But I was like, you know, I can't give up like that. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm glad I did it. And I met, again, so many cool people. And now it got me into like, I want to like do like jumping things more and be like fearless, like Jesse La Flair. And I want to do that now. So it was cool.
Yeah. And what about you, Charlie? I mean, obviously we know that you did have your moment of glory, and it's on repeat.
I got my highlight in there. Thank you. Yeah, you know, that was epic, man. I saw that. You know, I wish I could have done more with the trampolines. I felt like it was like right down my alley. I had, you know, I was a little hurt coming into it. I even had a knee injury before they even started taping. And like Lisa was saying, we didn't really have much time. Like before they called us. And then it was like, I had to cut my own hair. I didn't even have time to get a haircut before the show started. I cut it that night, came in the next day. And then we just got going. But all those trampolines, man, I was like, man, there's a tremendous opportunity to do cool stuff in here.
Yes.
So I was super happy just to get that one highlight in there. Sorry, Jesse. I'm glad it was against you, though. I mean, it makes it better, right?
I love it. I mean,
better.
you did it. So yeah, thank you for crushing it out there.
Yeah, so that was epic, man. I loved it. Yeah, I wish I could have been 100% so I could jump off all the stuff. I saw like so many opportunities with all the cameras. Like, how many chances do you get to do stuff like that? Slow motion and everything. So I wish I could run it back and I wish you could do it again.
That's a do-over.
I loved it.
What a do-over.
Great.
I feel like as the season goes on, every single contestant that's going to come on is going to say the same thing. I mean, I don't know about probably for you taggers as well too, but it's like you run the course, and because there's so much adrenaline, it's happening so quickly, you're just instinctually moving, and then later on you like rethink and replay, and you're like,
yes,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I don't know how many times me and Tavon talked probably 2-3 times a day for the last 3 weeks before the show started, because he was anxious, I was anxious, I was nervous, he was nervous. Everybody, we are in like a tag team group message, and we've been talking, right? And I honestly was like, I'm in so much better shape than I was before the show started, because like you guys found out last minute, I got on the show like last minute, but not as like, okay, it was within like a month or less I found out I was going to be on, and I was already working on other TV shows, so I didn't have extra time to go run and like, let me go learn this and this. So the like agility and stuff I came with, I was like, oh God. But now I go back and I'm like, oh, I would have done this. I would have used the monkey bars to show this part of my skill. But I'm honestly, I'm like, it's the first season. Second season, you're just going to see like a 360 crazy ass, athletic, jumping ass Banshee. I'm a fucking fly.
yes.
I'm like, watch next season, they're going to change all the elements.
It'll be all different. Yeah.
Yes.
I know, I'm trained for Dodge Tag. What's going on?
It's totally different now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But let's talk about the showdown too, because that's obviously like when you're coming to the very end of the show, that's when like everyone's getting tense. There's $10,000 on the line, and it's you and one other extreme athlete. So we saw the girls go first. Lisa, I think we did see the girls go first.
Yes.
And then of course you went first. And talk to me about that process, because again, I know that there were some times where when your adrenaline is going, your feet don't work as well as you want them to. I know you slipped a few times, which I'm not knocking you because I've fallen on that too. So what was going on in your mind when you're scrambling and someone was just chasing you on your heels?
I knew, I forget her name, the first, she was the first tagger. When I saw her and they were like 3, 2, 1 tag, and I was like, I had my game plan. I looked out, okay, I'm gonna do this, boom. So when it went off and I messed up so early on like the beam that goes up through the tunnel, I was like, I just wanted to roll over and just fall off it and quit. I was like, how did you mess up on this? This was like the easiest part. So I was so mad about that. And I knew she was so fat and she was coming. When they released the tagger, I was like, oh man, she's gonna get me so fast. So when I slipped on that, I just wanted to quit, but I was like, no, keep going. And luckily I didn't know how this was going to be aired. So like, we were mic'd up and I was like cursing, like, oh, how could you mess up here? Like I was cursing and I was losing because Jessica was already ahead in points. She got extra bonus points and times. So I knew I messed up right there. And then, I wanted to do all these things and jump over the beams, but again, I just ended up running around them, and I was like, this was the stupidest move. So then, go up the thing and we jump over. I was nervous to jump over that because I was like, what if I jump over, like do the leap over the top? And I was scared because I thought I was gonna like not make it somehow, but then I made it. I was like, okay, cool. That's the part I thought I wasn't gonna do. And then I ran and jumped, and then the Banshee jumped down, and then I fell off. So that was funny. And I was like, dang, this girl's crazy. So then I had a plan again to just jump up on the, like run fast and jump up. But I went and climbed up the thing for it. It just didn't go how it was planned. So I knew my time wasn't that good, but I was like, okay, I hope Jessica doesn't beat this time. And I was mad. I'm glad they did not I called my mom. I was like, I knew I was cursing a lot in there. I called my parents, like, guys, I don't know what they're gonna show. So when it aired, I was like, what are they gonna show? But they didn't show me cursing. But that would have added some excitement though. But they didn't show that. But I was so mad. So then when I saw Jessica's shoe fall off when she went, I was like, yes. But then I'm like, Jessica, why did leave the shoe? Jump. I started cheering for her. But I think and you know what? On the on that part, like, you're kind of gassed by then. So you don't realize how exhausting that whole thing is. So I knew when she didn't jump up, and I was like, oh wait, she's tired. She couldn't get up. So we didn't know where the time was at. So when I saw that I won, I was like, yes. They didn't show that party. I was like, yeah, it was fun. It was crazy.
I was so mad at you though. Not mad at you. I was like, I've never heard anybody so excited to pay some bills. I was like, okay, girl.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, you know what? Pay some bills. And if I have anything left over, then I'll go on a vacation or something. But
that's hashtag relatable. Like everybody on
yes.
Twitter was like, yes, finally someone said what I would say with that amount of money. Like, I got bills to pay, man.
Exactly. And it's perfect for what's going on right now. Like, you know what? This is perfect. Yes.
Yeah. And Carrie, I will say too, I was watching you guys when you were facing off, you and Lisa, and you were like, again, still in character and chasing her. Like, I was like, oh my God. So
and that really does feel like somebody like not calling you a pit bull, but it really feels like you're really scared. Like, oh my God, they're coming. Like you're in a Freddy Krueger movie or something, and they're chasing you. So that's a different aspect right there. And you're so high up. You can't tell how we are there.
It's so high. And then Charlie, for you, I mean, you won all three elements prior to this particular one. So, I mean, you were already going in there ahead. What was your thought process going through that? Especially watching the other competitor go before you.
You know, I have some feelings similar to Jesse, where I felt like my reputation, as far as like I was representing the USA Beach Handball program, I'm not sure if everyone's going to watch the show, but I knew that they would remember if I won or not. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't want to disappoint anybody. But it was a dream come true. I feel like the universe works in like mysterious ways. And I had just recently come back from Russia with the team, and it didn't go very well. And I got to compete on this show, and to get up there at the top and to look down at the audience and have that moment. It was like a dream come true and something I'll never forget. So I was super grateful for that. I felt like it's something I'll just remember forever.
So I'd like to ask too, because we have just a little bit of time left, but we shot that show a year ago. So a lot has happened. I'm curious if you could tell me like what you're going to be working on coming up soon. And at the same time, I know this is backtracking, but like how you got to where you are today in terms of training. So I'll start with you, Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been training for 15 years in parkour. I come from an action sports background. I was lucky enough to grow up with a dad that just like loved motorcycles and things. So I was riding a dirt bike before I could even like touch the ground, and had to jump off before so that I didn't get burned. So I think my life has always been kind of shaped to like take on danger in a very smart way. And then the athletic dream for me was always this ability to fly and push the human limit. So that has kind of led me to where we are now. And I do have a couple cool things going on. I think one of my favorite things that has possibly happened in my entire life is the fact that I have the world's first professional parkour and free running pro signature model shoe, which you could actually see on 15 of the ProTaggers, and some of the contestants also wore them. So I'm very stoked about that. Besides that, I also have a new series that I'm hosting and have a show going on called Adventure Amplified. And you can check that out all over the internet. It's also on People Are Awesome's kind of channel. So yeah.
Wait, where do you get the shoes? What are they called?
They're called the La Flairs, or the LF1s. You can get them at tempestfreerunning.com. And they're obviously pretty good for a range of mobility.
Okay. And then Charlie, what about you? I know, again, professional background, your training, and then what are you working on?
As you know, everything kind of got canceled with the current situation. I was training for the World Championships. It was supposed to happen in Italy, which is not a good place to go right now. So everything's kind of been postponed. And I'm just looking forward to, next season. I'm just getting ready for whatever comes up next. We're still trying to figure out what tournaments we're going to. I want to try to get out to a bunch of European tournaments. They have like great competition out there. By day, I make like video games. We actually released a game right before the quarantine. which was a huge success. Go figure, a mobile game. So I'm super grateful for that. And I'm just training every day, just waiting for the opportunity. Hopefully make the team again. And then my ultimate goal is I want to bring a medal back with the USA Beach Handball program. That would be a dream come true before I retire.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. What
Hey,
about
real
you?
quick, I mean, we should definitely talk about, doing a video game together, because I think that would be amazing.
Yes.
I'm one of the best at it, man. So I can help you.
Let's go.
That was so cool. I ship it. Now, what about you, Lisa? Talk to me a little bit about your background, where you came from, where you going.
Okay, yes. Well, I was training for the 2020 Olympics in the 100-meter dash and the 4x100 relay, but things got canceled. The Olympics got canceled. So having the show air now, it really felt like my Olympic gold medal. Having the hometown and the whole world see it was even bigger. It was even bigger than I even imagined. So also, I have a twin sister. If you guys don't know, she also runs professional track. Her name is Mickey. So we have Fearless Minds speaking tour. I also have a juice company. So I do local fresh juices. So if you guys need some juices and everything, some fresh juices.
Where are you local to?
Oh, Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles right now. Sorry, guys. I'm in Los Angeles. So if you guys need some juices, I also have my jewelry line, the Honey Collection, and also my Body Code Fitness. Me and my sister as well, we do that together. And we're also getting into acting and more shows like this. So like I'm excited, and like again, this show, it really was like my Olympic gold medal. And it propels me on to next year. I'm still gonna go for the 2021 Olympics. I was gonna retire this year, but this year didn't count for the Olympics, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Also, Jesse, I love your shoes. The La Flair shoes. I'm a size 7.5, please. Just want to let you know.
Hey, with that much stuff going on, no wonder why you got so many bills to pay. That's great.
Exactly.
I feel really underaccomplished right now. Thank you, Lisa, so much. So, Carrie, what about you?
Yeah, I have been playing sports all my life since I was like 2. I think I was swimming out in the ocean and stuff. I done soccer, like I said, for like 10 years, track for like 15 years, dance, cheerleader, did all that stuff. I also, as far as like a Hollywood career industry, like I've done movies like Black Panther, Avengers, Marvel, Luke Cage, X-Men, SWAT, and everything else. So I have a whole acting career. Then I have a voiceover career where I voice like little boys and girls. And then I have a stunt career, which I love being a stunt woman, just kind of like Jesse, this whole fearless move. And I felt like when I was younger, I could just jump out a tree and I wouldn't fall or break bones. And I happen to not break anything crazy. I fractured some stuff, but nothing too wild. And I'm on Quibi. I'm Reno 911 on Quibi right now. I have Lovecraft Country coming out in August. Another movie called The Tomorrow War coming out at the end of this year with Chris Pratt that I got to work on. And I have these shirts, Fear the Banshee. I decided to do it since the show's coming out to raise money for my nonprofit called CV Seed, where we help provide literacy camps, financial and reading literacy camps to kids that are in need in poor communities all around the States. So we're doing 2 summer camps this summer. So I'm preparing for that and I'm excited. So thank you so much for this opportunity, by the way. All of you inspire me and really motivate me. And I'm so fucking, I'm about to go train shit in my living room.
I do. Right.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me and taking time out to just share your experience. Again, like super, super duper excited. Where can everybody find you guys on social media? I know everyone's got a huge following, but let's share.
And my name at Carrie Bernans, CarrieBernans on everything. You go to carriebernans.com. You can find everything there all in one place.
Cool. Jesse.
Mine is pretty simple. It's also my name, Jesse, JESSE LAFLAIR. And if you want to learn some parkour, you can head over to the YouTube channel, which is the last name La Flair and then parkour.
Charlie.
You can find me on Instagram. It's Charlie_White. But more than that, you can look on USA Team Handball. And if anybody's interested in like beach handball, it's like non-contact, super fun on the beach. And then indoor handball too. It's an Olympic sport. Yeah, just hit me up and I'll hook you up with a team in your area.
Cool.
I just love it and I want to help it grow. So
Awesome.
Oh, I love it. Lisa.
You can find me on Instagram at honeylb and on Twitter at Lisa Barber 80. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, guys, so make sure you follow everybody from the Ultimate Tag Crew. Again, I'm your host, Alikona Bradford, and you can find me at yours truly, Alikona, Alikona, with little underscores in between. So that wraps our show for today. Again, awesome. Thank you, guys. Yes, be sure to follow everybody, and we will see you next week for episode 2 of Ultimate Tag.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.